It's Wednesday, February 21. In the headlines, ground broken for the University Hospital of the West Indies redevelopment project. In business news, Jamaican-based investment firm First Rock Real Estate opens KFC in Costa Rica. Regionally, economic growth projected for Barbados and the region. And in sports, Jamaica College calls on a sports minister to intervene in Issa dispute. This is the news on PBC Jamaica. I'm Simone Absalom Gale. The University Hospital of the West Indies, UHWI, is expanding. Ground was broken on Tuesday for the construction of 5 medical towers on the hospital's grounds. The project has a budget of $278 million. UWI is the largest hospital on the island and the largest teaching hospital in the region. Construction will be done in phases, which will see the ring road being rerouted. Some buildings will be demolished to make way for the modernization of one of the island's oldest hospitals. During his remarks at the contract signing and groundbreaking, Prime Minister Andrew Holness said the current layout of the hospital is ineffective.
The current hospital infrastructure, with its aging buildings and inefficient layout, and I stress that, aging buildings and inefficient layout, I come back to that, poses numerous challenges. From maintenance issues to overcrowded departments, the need for comprehensive redevelopment is evident. The proposed redevelopment aims to address these challenges by modernizing facilities, enhancing departmental synergy, and expanding critical care services. The incorporation of modern technologies and the provision of state-of-the-art facilities will further elevate the hospital's status.
Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Christopher Tufton, says demolition activities are projected to start within a week.
And then within a week or two, you will see heavy equipment on this premises here, and you will see some of these older buildings being demolished. So where we're standing here now will become a part of that process of the ring road renewal, plus demolition of all these buildings behind us to clear way for a greenfield site. The pictures are there on display. That procurement process is well advanced. The architect is here, and we're almost at the end of the final internal designs, at which point we will go to market for a contractor.
Medical Chief of Staff at the UHWI, Carl Bruce, says one of the buildings will house medical personnel who stay on campus. He explains that currently housing for medical personnel is inadequate.
We have already approached the NHT, sir, to ensure that the emergency staff who have to be on the compound to provide care, that they are that we've started discussion and engagement to ensure they have new accommodation. The hospital can't spread out anymore, so the plan is to go up with that.
For your information, the UHWI Hospital, formerly the University College Hospital, received its first patient in 1952, and it is the first teaching hospital in the region. Plans are advanced to construct the first of 6 science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics schools, STEAM schools, which are programmed to be built across the island. The first of which is slated to be established in St. Anne. Danita Rodney has the details.
Designs for the first science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics STEAM school are expected to be completed in the new financial year. These measures will be facilitated under Phase 2 of the Education System Transformation Program, for which a sum of $300 million has been allocated in the 2024-2025 estimates of expenditure. The funds allocated will also go towards promoting the STEAM education policy and identify additional lands to build out and develop an information and communications technology ICT strategy and requirement plan. Implemented in April 2022, the Education System Transformation Program has the objective of advancing the modernization of the education sector and to build on the initiatives already executed. It is expected to conclude in March 2030. Reporting for the news on PBCJ, I'm Danita Rodney.
The Bureau of Standards Jamaica's Energy Efficiency Testing and Labeling Program requires importers, distributors, and retailers of refrigerators and freezers to submit products to their labs. The facilities have been improved over the years. In part 2 of a multi-part feature, we continue to hear from the senior officers in the department.
What we try to focus on is that we ensure that we have a letter graded system that we use. So you can go from A to F to determine how efficient a product is. So you will be seeing out there, while you go into the courts, the Singer Hall, those stores, the Price Smarts, just to name a few of our persons that are on team, you will be seeing those labels, and those labels will be representing how efficient a product is for its type. The lowest would be an F in terms of letter grading.
Fail.
Not necessarily fail, but we have to ensure that what we try to do, it's something called a MEPS, right? So the MEPS is what we call the minimum energy efficiency standard. So we try to lower the MEPS as we go along. So starting at A to F, it will be reduced as we go along in the program. So we'll be bringing it down like to A to C. So we'll not be accepting anything. So the more we go along, we'll be tightening the MEPS as we revisit our standard and the program itself to ensure that people are getting efficient products out there in the market.
It's an accredited lab.
Well, this program is a compulsory program, right? So if you're coming in for testing in this energy efficiency program, first, you would have to be registered with the NCRA, which is National Compliance and Regulation Authority. So after you register with them, then for this program that we are running is, as I said, is for air conditioners, refrigerators, and wine chillers to an extent. So if you register with them, then you can come through for that particular type of test to join the program. The manning of it, like the monitoring out there, will have to be done by the regulators, which is the NCRA for the Jamaica leg of it. The lab was accredited in 2022, and we are proud to say that we were accredited in April 2022. We have gone for that accreditation to strive for excellence because we want to ensure that whatever result you are out there is credible. And this lab is a center of excellence.
Jamaica Day will be celebrated on Friday, February 23, under the theme Celebrating Jamaica, Authentic and Unique, a Fuiri Trend Adweet. Jamaicans at home and in the diaspora are being invited to join in on the celebration by wearing the national colors, black, green and gold, or bandana, on the day. Jamaica Day Planning Committee Chair and Senior Education Officer in the Ministry of Education and Youth's Core Curriculum Unit, Marlon Williams, says 2 cities in Iowa, USA, will participate in this year's observance of Jamaica Day. He says Waterloo and Cedar Falls will also host civic ceremonies during which proclamations will be read declaring that the last Friday in February be observed annually as Jamaica Day. Additionally, both cities will have wide-ranging Jamaican culture on display.
We will be celebrating via simulcast with them. Our 10 o'clock will be their 9 o'clock, and hence the delayed start this year. In addition to their civic ceremony, they will be displaying Jamaican items as well. As a matter of fact, a member of our Jamaica Day Planning Committee will be journeying to Iowa to participate in their celebrations there. And what she will be doing is actually manning a booth there where we will have Jamaican items on display.
The Jamaica Day National Civic Ceremony will be held at William Knibb High School in Trelawney, the featured local educational institution.
Even though we have William Knibb as the featured school, all schools in Jamaica will be celebrating Jamaica Day.
He is also inviting persons to visit schools in their communities and be a part of their celebrations. He was speaking at a JIS think tank session. You should know that in 2011, Governor General, His Excellency, the Most Honorable Sir Patrick Allen, proclaimed that Jamaica Day be celebrated annually on the last Friday of February unless there are adverse circumstances. Time now for the business report with Denise Williams.
Good day, everyone, and thank you for joining us on the Business Report. I'm Denise Williams, your guide to the latest happenings in the world of business. The Statistical Institute of Jamaica, Statin, reported that the unemployment rate for October 2023 was 4.2% compared to 7.1% in October 2021. The male unemployment rate was 3.1%, while the female unemployment rate was 5.4%, down from 5.4% and 9% respectively. The number of unemployed persons recorded in October 2023 was 57,300, a decline of 36,600 or 39% compared to October 2021. The number of unemployed males was 23,100, a decline of 15,800, or 40.6%, while the number of unemployed females was 34,200 compared to 55,000. Jamaican-based investment firm First Rock Real Estate has now completed its KFC El Robe project. This restaurant is the first of First Rock's 2 KFC locations in Costa Rica. Latin America represents the most profitable region for KFC worldwide, and the Costa Rican franchise has been voted #1 in Latin America for the past few years. The completion of the project in just under 3 months surpassed initial expectations, making KFC El Roble the 55th location in the Central American country. Sean Myers, Senior Vice President, Group Finance and International Business at First Rock Group, expressed delight with the rapid and efficient construction process. We are thrilled with the quick and efficient construction process of KFC El Roble. Completing the project in under 3 months not only demonstrates the capabilities of our team, but also underscores our commitment to delivering value to our investors, Myers said. He also said based on this timeline, they should see returns on their investment earlier than originally anticipated. The Real Estate Board is introducing a new client facilitation unit to improve ease of doing business with the entity. Chief Executive Officer Philip Chambers said, addition of the unit in the applications department will help clients during the upcoming 2024-25 licensing and renewal period. He says the move will also help to improve communication between the entity and real estate practitioners. He told JIS that dealerships with more than 50 salesmen will now be assigned a specific officer to assist with all matters, including registration and renewals. Currently, there are 6 such dealers who combined employ 697 salesmen, or approximately 44% of the 1,570 cohort of active salesmen. The Real Estate Board is the government regulator of the real estate sector, with responsibility for the training, registering and licensing of real estate dealers and salesmen, and the registration and re-registration of land developers. During trading on February 20, 2024, the top advancing stocks covered the construction, food, and finance sectors on the Jamaica Stock Exchange. Berger Paints Limited shares advanced 9.97% for 60 cents price increase to close at $6.62 with 3,851 shares traded. Caribbean Cream Limited shares advanced 9.91% for a 34 cents upward movement to close at $3.77 with 4 shares traded. Epley Limited shares advanced 9.62% to experience a $3.38 incline, with the price to close at $38.50 with 323 shares traded. On the declining stocks that traders experienced on February 20, 2024, the top three losers covered the finance sector on the stock exchange. Epley 7.5 shares declined by 14.93% for a 99-cent price drop to close at $5.64 with 11,594 shares traded. JMMB Group 7.25% variable rate JMD preference shares declined by 14.93% for a 40-cent price drop to close at $2.28 with 17 shares traded. Jamaica Money Market Brokers Group Limited 7.25% shares declined by 11.5% for a 23-cent decline to close at $1.77 with 23,898 shares traded. Trading activity on the first-tier market of the Trinidad and Tobago stock market for February 20, 2024 registered a volume of 56,058 shares crossing the floor of the exchange valued at TT $992,566.06. First Caribbean International Bank Limited was the volume leader with 15,000 shares changing hands for a value of TT $105,750, followed by First Citizens Group Financial Holdings Limited with a volume of 6,405 shares being traded for TT $317,882.40. Calypso Macro Index Fund was the only active security on the mutual fund market, posting a volume of 1,200 shares valued at TT $27,066. Moving from the money moves of investors, executives, and companies, we turn to the Forex market. On February 20, 2024, the Bank of Jamaica reported that US $48 million was bought from Forex traders, while US $21.5 million was sold to Forex traders. Buying directly from the Bank of Jamaica, foreign currency traders sold the US dollar for $157.38 and bought the US dollar for $156.13. The difference between the buy and sell rate was $1.25, which represents a profit for Forex traders for every US dollar traded. Canadian Forex traders earned a trading profit of $10.36 from transactions with the Bank of Jamaica. The Canadian dollar was sold at $120.75 and bought for $110.39. For traders looking at the British pound, they pocketed a profit of $11.91, selling it for $200.42 and buying it for $188.51. For our credit report tip of the day, your credit utilization ratio, the amount of credit you're using compared to your total available credit, plays a pivotal role in your credit score. Aim to keep this ratio below 30%, a signal to creditors that you are effectively managing your credit and not reliant on borrowed funds. By strategically managing your credit card balances and avoiding maxing out your available credit, you not only improve your credit worthiness, but preserve financial flexibility for future endeavors. And with that, we wrap up today's business report. I'm Denise Williams. Appreciate your company. Stay well informed, stay ahead of the curve. Until our next update, take care.
In regional news, the Caribbean Development Bank expects Barbados and other regional countries to record economic growth this year. The projections were shared by the bank's Director of Economics, Ian Durant, during Tuesday morning's 2024 news conference.
Looking ahead, the Caribbean Development Bank forecasts an average growth rate of 8.6% for its 19 borrowing member countries in 2024, largely attributable to increased oil production in Guyana and the continued expansion of the tourism industry. Excluding Guyana, this growth projection falls to 2.3%, a moderation from the estimated growth of 2.5% in 2023. The projected outlook is susceptible to various downside risks, such as sluggish global growth and persistent high inflation, which have the potential to undermine the expected economic performance. Escalations in existing geopolitical conflicts or the emergence of new ones could disrupt stability, consumer confidence, and investments, critical elements for sustaining economic growth. These events may also trigger supply chain disruptions and rekindle volatility in global commodity prices, necessitating additional monetary tightening that could weaken external travel demand from the region's primary source markets.
Trinidad and Tobago's Energy Minister Stuart Young has urged oil-producing countries in the region to unite to ensure the Caribbean has a voice to influence the global energy security conversation. Sunil Lala reports.
Energy Minister Stuart Young says developing countries have been putting pressure on CARICOM oil-producing nations about global climate change and its responsibilities. Speaking on day 2 of the Guyana Energy Conference, he said this effectively hampers the region to utilize its natural resources and said he believes a united voice would change this dynamic. Despite the entire Latin America and Caribbean region contributing a small percentage to global emissions, the minister said developed countries have been taking decisions which affect small island developing states to tap into its resources.
Together, the whole of Latin America and the CARICOM region contribute less than 3% of global emissions. But once again, we're on the cusp of certain developed countries taking positions that will affect our utilization of our natural resources, as they place, for example, carbon tax on the products coming from our region.
Minister Young was critical of such wealthy and developed countries, noting that some even started back up coal plants, one of the worst emitters of greenhouse gases, during the Russia-Ukraine war.
We were recently flying to Germany, in Europe, and flying across Europe, and all of you all would fly very often into the UK or across Europe. When you look out the window, exactly how much forested area do you see? But again, they're the ones who have utilized their resources, exploited their natural resources, and are now once again putting the pressures on the new economies like Guyana, Suriname, who are still waiting FID to be able to exploit their resources, and even Trinidad and Tobago.
He said it was almost impossible at this point in time to have CARICOM countries to move to renewables.
It is going to cost $14 billion to move Caribbean CARICOM island states to renewables. Put quite simply, that is not realistic.
Mr. Young urged Guyana and Suriname to partner with TNT to ensure CARICOM oil-producing nations are a force to be reckoned with.
I am convinced that if we work together, we change the dynamic, and now it becomes a similar platform that others must come to us to negotiate for, as opposed to us thinking they are doing us a favor.
Sonolala, TTT News, Georgetown, Guyana.
The government of Belize has welcomed the news that the country has been removed from the European Union's Annex 1 blacklist of non-cooperative jurisdictions for tax purposes. Minister of State for Finance, Economic Development and Investment Christopher Coy says the move demonstrates the EU's recognition of Belize's unshakable commitment to the transparency of its tax and regulatory framework. According to Minister Coy, Belize's removal from the Annex 1 list is a result of its successful request for a supplementary review by the Global Forum, which will be undertaken in the first quarter of 2025. Meanwhile, in welcoming the news, Prime Minister John Bresciano said, quote, "This is the culmination of the dedication and hard work of the team from the Ministry of Finance and the Financial Services Commission. My government is proud of this tremendous achievement and its reinforcement of the reputation of Belize as a place where firms and individuals of substance and good reputation can conduct and promote their business." End quote. In sports, we're out the blocks with athletics. Jamaica College wants Sports Minister Olivia Grange to intervene in its impasse between the institution and the Inter-Secondary Schools Sports Association, Issa, over the eligibility of 2 international student athletes to represent the school at the 2024 Boys and Girls Athletics Championships. According to a letter to Minister Grange, signed by Chairman of the Jamaica College Board of Management, Lance Hilton, Issa has reportedly refused to permit the 2 athletes to participate in competitions. The student athletes, Evans Tete and Dominic Amponsa, are both from Ghana. We turn now to cricket. West Indies T20 wicket-keeper and batter Nicholas Pooran was ESPN Cricinfo's T20 League's batting winner.
Now, West Indies T20 wicketkeeper batter Nicholas Pooran was ESPN Cricinfo's T20 League's batting winner. Pooran was recognized for his knock of 137 not out while playing for the Mumbai Indians New York against the Seattle Orcas in the final. In that final, the Orcas batted first and scored 183 for 9 from their 20 overs with a top score of 87, while Rashid Khan was the pick of the Mumbai Indian bowlers with 3 wickets for 9 runs. In the Mumbai Indians New York reply, Pooran, who captained the team, came to the crease with the score on 62 for 2 and then proceeded to dominate the Seattle Orcas bowling, hitting 10 fours and 13 sixes on his way to a captain's winning knock of 137 from just 55 balls, guiding them to 184 for 3 in only 16 overs and the title of Major League Cricket's inaugural champions.
And that's it for the news on PBCJ. You can follow us on our social media platforms at PBCJamaica. Thanks for watching.